A guy I know drove his Range Rover into my shop last spring, handed me the keys, and told me he just traded in the twin to it. He paid a hair under $128,000 for that truck brand new. 4 years and 41,000 miles later, the dealer looked him dead in the eye and offered him $59,000. He almost threw up in the parking lot. But here's the part nobody says out loud. That catastrophe is the single greatest gift the used car market has ever handed the rest of us. Because that $69,000 the first owner set on fire, it didn't vanish. It's sitting on a lot right now with somebody else's name about to go on the title. Today I'm showing you 7 luxury SUV vehicles that bled roughly 60 grand in 4 years, and why that makes them the smartest money on the lot if you know exactly which ones to grab and which ones to run from. Let's get into it. Number 7, Audi Q8. We're starting with the one that hides its depreciation behind a gorgeous body, because the Q8 is honestly one of the best looking SUVs Audi has ever built, and the market does not care one bit. Here's the math that should make you smile if you're the second owner. A new Audi Q8 loses right around 55% of its value over 5 years, and about 36% of that is gone in the first 3 alone. Load one up, and people load these up because that's the whole point of a Q8, and you're looking at a window sticker north of $85,000. Step up to the SQ8 or the RSQ8 and you're staring at 6 figures. 4 years later, that same truck is trading in the high 40s to mid 50s. That's a $40,000 to $60,000 haircut depending on trim. And the person eating it is not you. What are you actually getting? The Q8 shares its bones with the Bentley Bentayga and the Lamborghini Urus. Same platform family, same quattro all-wheel drive, a lot of the same switchgear. The 3.0-liter turbocharged V6 is a strong, smooth engine when it's maintained. The interior is a genuinely special place to sit. 2 touchscreens, real aluminum, the kind of materials that still feel expensive years later. Now the honesty, because this is a luxury SUV, not a Corolla. These use a mild hybrid 48-volt system, and the components around it can get pricey out of warranty. The carbon buildup issue that plagues direct-injected VW Audi engines is real. Budget for a walnut blasting intake, cleaning around 80,000 to 90,000 miles, roughly $400 to $600, and the thing will run like new again. Watch the air suspension if it's equipped. A single strut can run north of $1,500 at an independent shop. Inspection checklist. First, cold start it yourself and listen for a rattle in the first 2 seconds. That's timing chain tensioner territory on high mileage examples, and you want to walk if you hear it. Second, cycle the air suspension through all its height settings in the parking lot and watch that it lifts evenly on all 4 corners. Third, pull up both screens and make sure the haptic touch response works everywhere. Replacement units are not cheap. Get one with clean records and remaining warranty, and you've got a Bentley adjacent SUV for Toyota Sequoia money. But if you think a 55% drop is brutal, the next one turned depreciation into an extreme sport. Number 6, Land Rover Discovery. The Discovery is the SUV your brother-in-law swore he'd never buy again and secretly misses every single day. The numbers are almost comedic. A new Land Rover Discovery drops about 43% in 3 years and over 60% across 5. Its stickers loaded in the high $70,000s to around $80,000. And 4 years on, you can find clean ones in the low to mid $30,000s. That's $40,000+ of somebody else's money gone, and what's left is one of the most genuinely capable and comfortable family trucks ever made. I want to be straight with you about why it's this cheap, because it's not a mystery. Land Rover's reputation for reliability is the reason the resale craters, and that reputation isn't entirely undeserved. The air suspension, the electronics, and the cooling system, these are the usual suspects. But here's what the internet doom and gloom crowd won't tell you. A lot of the horror stories come from people who bought one, ignored maintenance, and treated a sophisticated British SUV like a Tacoma. Maintained properly, with a good independent Land Rover specialist instead of the dealer, these are far more livable than their reputation. Who should buy it? somebody who actually uses the capability. This thing will tow, wade, climb, and haul 7 people in real comfort while doing it. The command seating position and the interior space are still class leading. If you've got a specialist shop within driving distance and you buy a well-documented example, you are getting a luxury off-roader worth $75,000 for the price of a mid-trim Honda Pilot. Who should skip it? If your idea of car maintenance is waiting until something breaks, do not buy this SUV. It will punish you. And if you don't have an independent Land Rover mechanic nearby, dealer labor rates will erase every dollar you saved on the purchase. Inspection checklist. Park it, leave it overnight if you can, and check in the morning that it hasn't sagged onto its bump stops. That's a leaking air strut or compressor. Scan it with a proper JLR-capable diagnostic tool, not a $20 code reader, because these hide faults from cheap scanners. And pull the service history. If it doesn't have a paper trail, walk away no matter how clean it looks. That one takes discipline. This next one is the single worst depreciating vehicle in America, and I mean that literally. Number 5, Jaguar I-Pace. Every so often a car comes along that depreciates so violently it stops being a cautionary tale and becomes an opportunity. The Jaguar I-Pace is that car. Here's the headline. The I-Pace loses around 71% of its value in 5 years, the steepest 5-year depreciation of any vehicle on the road right now. A new one stickered between roughly $73,000 and $87,000 loaded. Today, 4-year-old examples are floating in the low 20s, sometimes less. That is $50,000+ of destruction. And it happened for reasons that have almost nothing to do with whether the car's good. The I-Pace got hammered because it's an electric SUV that launched in 2018 with about 246 miles of range and 100 kilowatt fast charging, numbers that looked cutting edge then and ordinary now that the newer electric vehicles charge nearly 3 times faster. Jaguar shut the production line down at the end of 2024. Buyers panic about discontinued electric vehicles, batteries, and software, so the price fell off a cliff. But look at what you're actually getting for low 20s money. This is a Jaguar. It has a genuinely gorgeous interior, 394 horsepower, all-wheel drive, and a ride quality that shames most electric vehicles twice its price. For a second car, a commuter, or a household that already has a gas vehicle for road trips, a 240-mile electric Jaguar for the price of a base Corolla is almost absurd. Now the caution, and it's a big one. The whole game with a used I-Pace is the battery. Buy one with remaining battery warranty if you possibly can. Jaguar's high voltage battery coverage runs 8 years or 100,000 miles, and that coverage is your entire safety net. There were also recalls in the battery's history, so you want confirmation the recall work was done. Inspection checklist. 1. Get the battery state of health reading. A specialist can pull it, and you want to see it holding strong capacity, not degraded. 2. Confirm every recall has been completed against the VIN. 3. Test the DC fast charging yourself at a station before you buy, not just the home charger. Nail those 3. Buy inside the warranty window, and you've got the best looking bargain electric vehicle in the country. All right, if depreciation had a Hall of Fame, the next 3 are the first ballot inductees. And number 3 is the one people are genuinely shocked to see this cheap. Number 4, BMW X7. The X7 is BMW's biggest, most imposing SUV, the one built to go toe-to-toe with the Range Rover and the Mercedes GLS, and it depreciates right alongside them. A new X7 sheds somewhere between 51 and 58% of its value over 5 years. Base trucks start around $85,000, but nobody buys a base X7. They option them to the moon, and the M60i and Alpina XB7 versions push well past $110,000 and up toward $150,000. 4 years later, those same 3-row land yachts are trading in the 50s and 60s. On a loaded one, that's a $50,000 to $60,000 loss the first owner absorbed, so you don't have to. What's the appeal? Space and engine, mostly. The X7 gives you 3 rows of legitimate BMW luxury, And the twin-turbo inline-six in the 40i is one of the better engines BMW makes right now, strong, smooth, and reasonably robust for a modern turbo motor. The V8 in the M60i is monstrous. The cabin is a genuinely lovely place to eat highway miles. The reality check. This is a modern luxury BMW, which means complexity. Watch for cooling system components. Water pumps, thermostats, and coolant lines are wear items on these, and they're not cheap. The inline six in the 40i is the smarter long-term buy than the thirstier, more complex V8 if total cost of ownership matters to you. And like everything else on this list, it rides on air suspension you need to inspect. Who should buy it? Somebody who wants a genuinely huge, genuinely fast luxury three-row and is willing to buy a warranty or budget realistically for maintenance. The 40i is the sweet spot. Get one with service records and remaining coverage. Inspection checklist. 1. Check for any coolant weeping around the water pump and the front of the engine. 2. Run the air suspension through its settings and listen for the compressor straining. 3. Make sure every one of the dozens of electronic features actually works. Heated and cooled seats, all the screens, the soft closed doors, because these are exactly the things that fail expensively out of warranty. Do that and you've got a $120,000 SUV for the price of a nicely equipped Highlander. Speaking of which, if this straight talk is saving you from a bad decision, do me a favor and hit subscribe. I've got more videos coming on exactly which used luxury cars are worth the gamble and which ones will bankrupt you. Now, number 3. Number 3, Mercedes-Benz GLS. The GLS is the S-Class of SUVs, Mercedes' flagship people mover. The one heads of state gets chauffeured in and it drops value like a stone the moment the second owner needs it. The GLS loses about 56% of its value over 5 years. The GLS 580 loaded runs to around $105,000, and the AMG GLS 63, a missile with more than 600 horsepower that seats 7, stickers around $140,000. 4 years on, clean 580 models land in the 50s, and even the AMG comes way, way down. On the higher trims, you are absolutely looking at a $55,000 to $65,000 loss, and what's left is one of the most impressively engineered luxury SUVs on the planet. This is where the depreciation actually feels criminal. The GLS interior is cavernous and sumptuous. The third row genuinely fits adults. And the ride, especially with the E-Active body control air suspension, is like floating. The build quality feels a class above almost everything else here. The honesty section. That magnificent air suspension is also the thing to watch most carefully, because when E-Active body control fails, it is genuinely expensive to fix. We're talking thousands. The twin-turbo V8 in the AMG is spectacular, but thirsty and complex. Reliability is the reason these depreciate, so your entire strategy is buying a well-maintained example, and ideally, one with extended coverage. Who should buy it? A family that wants true flagship luxury and space and is buying with eyes open on maintenance. The GLS 450 with the inline 6 is the smart money pick. Less complex than the V8, still lavish, and it depreciates just as hard, so you win twice. Inspection checklist. 1. Drive it over the rough pavement and railroad tracks and feel for any harshness, clunking, or uneven ride height that points at suspension trouble. 2. Confirm the entire MBUX system, both screens, and every seat function works. 3. Get a pre-purchase inspection from an independent Mercedes specialist, non-negotiable on a truck this complex. Get all that right, and you're in a flagship worth more than $100,000 for luxury crossover money. Now, the next two are the reason this video exists. These are the twin kings of luxury SUV depreciation, and number 1 is the most famous money pit turned bargain in the entire market. Number 2, Maserati Levante. If you want to watch a fortune evaporate in slow motion, buy a new Maserati Levante and check its value every 6 months. It's the closest thing the car world has to financial performance art. The numbers are staggering. The Levante loses roughly 50% of its value in 3 years, and on the loaded V8 versions, the losses climb well past $100,000 over the ownership period, around $36,000 a year on the priciest trims. CarEdge ranked it near dead last out of more than 200 luxury models for 5-year resale. A base 2024 Levante started at $102,000. The Trofeo, with its Ferrari-built twin-turbo V8, pushed far higher. 4 years later, these are genuine steals, clean examples, trading for a fraction of that eye-watering sticker. So why is it a steal and not just a warning? Because when you strip away the depreciation panic, the Levante is a Maserati. It has a Ferrari-derived engine in the higher trims, a sound that will give you goosebumps, gorgeous Italian styling, and a badge that still turns heads at the valet stand. For the price of a mid-tier German crossover, you can own an exotic badged V8 SUV. The truth, and it's the reason for every dollar of that depreciation, is reliability and cost. The Levante shares parts with humbler Stellantis products, which dented its prestige, and Maserati ownership means Maserati service bills. This is not a set-it-and-forget-it vehicle. Parts are pricey, specialists are rare, and neglect is fatal. Who should buy it? Somebody who wants the exotic experience, understands exactly what they're signing up for, and has budgeted for maintenance the way you'd budget for a boat. This is a heart purchase with a head purchase price tag, which is a rare and wonderful thing. Inspection checklist. 1. Records. No comprehensive service history, no sale. 2. Get it inspected by an actual Maserati or Italian marque specialist because a general mechanic will miss things. 3. On the V8 cars, listen carefully at cold start and underload and confirm no oil leaks around the engine. Buy the right one and you're driving a Ferrari-engined Italian SUV for Honda Pilot money. And now, number 1. You already met it in the parking lot at the start of this video. Number 1, Land Rover Range Rover. There is no more iconic luxury SUV on earth, and there is no more brutal depreciation curve in the mainstream market. The full-size Range Rover is the king of both, and that combination makes it the ultimate used car gamble or steal. Here's the reality. The Range Rover has posted losses of around $67,000 against manufacturer's suggested retail price over the ownership period, one of the largest dollar figure drops of any SUV period. These trucks sticker from roughly $110,000 into the $180,000 plus range once you climb into the autobiography and SV trims with the V8. 4 years later, that same truck, the one that cost as much as a house down payment, is trading in the 50s and 60s. That's your 60 grand loss delivered by the most recognizable badge in the business. And what a badge it is. Nothing else on this list, nothing else on the road has the presence of a Range Rover. The interior is a rolling drawing room. The off-road capability is legitimately world-class, not a marketing gimmick. The way it isolates you from the outside world is unmatched. When people picture luxury SUV, this is the literal image in their heads. And you can buy a 4-year-old one for the price of a new Toyota Grand Highlander. Now the part everyone already knows, which is exactly why it's affordable. Range Rovers are famously, gloriously temperamental. Air suspension, electronics, the infotainment, the V8's cooling and accessories, these are the known trouble spots, and dealer repair bills are savage. The entire reason this truck loses $60,000 is that the market price is in that risk. Your job as the smart buyer is to offload that risk onto documentation and a good independent shop. Who should buy it? Somebody who wants the undisputed champ of luxury presence, has a Land Rover specialist on speed dial, and either buys a bulletproof extended warranty or keeps a real repair fund. Buy the best maintained example you can find, not the cheapest one with a Range Rover. The cheap ones are cheap for a reason. Who should absolutely not buy it? Anyone stretching to afford the purchase price. If the sticker is your whole budget, the maintenance will destroy you. This is a truck you buy with margin, not on the edge. Inspection, checklist, and pay attention because this one matters most. 1. Leave it sitting overnight and confirm it's still at full ride height in the morning. A sagging Range Rover is a leaking Range Rover. 2. Get a full dealer level or specialist level diagnostic scan. These bury faults from cheap readers. 3. Test every single electronic feature methodically. Every screen, every seat, every window, the terrain response, the whole lot. Because on this truck, the electronics are where the money goes. And 4. Demand a complete service history from a marque specialist. Nail all 4 and you own the most impressive SUV on any road for a fraction of what the first owner paid. So there they are, 7 luxury SUVs that torched roughly $60,000 in 4 short years and became the smartest buys on the lot for the rest of us. The Audi Q8 with Bentley bones, the discovery that's better than its reputation. The Jaguar I-Pace, the worst depreciator in America, and a stunning electric vehicle bargain. The BMW X7, the Mercedes GLS, the Ferrari-engined Maserati Levante, and the undisputed king, the Range Rover. Here's the one lesson to carry off this lot. With luxury SUVs, depreciation isn't the enemy, it's the entry ticket. The first owner pays for the privilege of newness. You pay for the machine. As long as you buy documented, get it inspected by a specialist, and hold remaining warranty wherever you can, you're driving a 6-figure SUV for a fraction of the price. If this helped you dodge a mistake or spot a deal, hit subscribe. I've got a video coming next on the used luxury cars that are secretly reliable, the ones you can actually buy without a repair fund. It's the perfect follow-up to this one. Drive smart, buy smarter, and let the first owner take the hit. I'll see you in the next one.